Hello, my friends, and welcome to another podcast episode. Thank you so much for joining me here in this space. Today, I want to talk about something that I think many of you can relate to, and that is that feeling of stuckness. Stuckness, whether it's stuckness in your business, whether it's stuckness in your healing journey, or another part of your life. That feeling like things are just not moving forward, they're not flowing. Things are not happening in a way that you want them to. Things are more difficult than you expected them to be, or that you believe they should be. So if you're feeling really tired, if you are in that overthinking mode, if you wanted to move things forward, but you are just not able to, maybe you are, you planned something like a launch or a program, or you wanted to reach certain goals, and it's just not happening. I want you to know that you are not alone, because this feeling of stuckness, this feeling of not being able to move forward happens to everyone at some point. And I find it happens especially in those points of change in seasons, like we are in right now, moving from summer to autumn. For many of us, September and October are extremely busy, whether you've got children, settling them into the school or university, whether you are shifting from the summer rhythm to more autumn rhythm. Maybe you have got business model and programs that start, the offerings and programs start in autumn, like they do for me. So this sense of being tired can really creep up on us. And it's very easy to think and believe that you are the only one experiencing it. And that's simply not true. I think this is something that so often we need to talk about as practitioners, that what we comparing is our inner process, our inner challenges, our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings, our felt senses, our memories, our challenges, our inner experience, lived experience with something external that people show, for example, on Facebook or Instagram. Nobody really, or almost nobody, shows what happens and how they feel when they're experiencing a lot of challenges. There is a lot of lovely photos of people smiling with lovely background on a nice holiday or walking holiday. So, lovely food and laughing and being joyful. But what we don't share often is, when we feel stuck, when we feel overwhelmed, when we feel like we just want to hide or ditch everything and walk away. But I've been mentoring and coaching people for over 20 years, first in social care and now from my business. And every single person has those moments at some point. One of the things that I remember reading a long time ago is this memo that said, When you are tired, learn to rest, not give up. Why is it so hard for all of us to rest, to allow ourselves to rest when we feel tired, when we feel overwhelmed? What does need to happen for you to give yourself permission to rest when you are tired? To move away from this frantic, manic scratching your way out and actually take time to rest for a little bit, regroup, self-nourish, be kind to yourself, and then once you feel more stable, start making decisions from that place. So today I wanted to talk about a couple of reasons why you might be feeling stuck and how you can approach it in a slightly different way. First of all, we have to acknowledge that we are feeling stuck. This sense of stuckness is very real. We experience it when we feel like we are not moving in the direction that we want to move. And we're not moving as fast as we would like to, whether it is in our business growth, clients, or money, whether it is in our healing journey, whether it is in our health journey. It's really important to notice that feeling and to really understand how you experience it yourself. So for me, it's really important for me when I do it for myself and when I work with others, it's really important to tune into it and describe it in terms of sensations, in terms of connections, in terms of energy and feelings and images, because there are so many different ways that you can experience it. I know that I experienced it in the past as scratching my way out manically out of a deep hole, with the element of real desperation. I know that because I've been so busy during September and October, I've been feeling like I've been trying to, as if I've been standing in a swimming pool, completely submerged, trying to grab hold of water, working really hard, trying to grab that water and not being able to. There might be other ways that you are experiencing that stuckness. It might be, you might be experiencing it as if you are banging your head against the wall. It might be that it feels like you are just hiding under the blanket. It might be some other kind of way. So really acknowledging and understanding what's going on for you within that feeling of stuckness. What are the kind of feelings and emotions that are here? What are the connections that you are making that are true for you in that moment? Because we cannot change what we are not aware of. If we pretending that this feeling of stuckness is not real, we also are letting go of our power to change it. And acknowledging that feeling of stuckness doesn't mean that you are failing. It doesn't mean that you made some bad choices or that you are a bad person or not good enough. It simply means that maybe something is misaligned, or maybe you were just overworking, pushing too hard, believing that everything depends on how much work you put in. Somehow you bought into this hustle mentality, and that you haven't allowed yourself to rest enough, and that maybe you need a break to self-nurture, self-nourish, to look after yourself for a moment. Sometimes it can feel like we have got one pedal on the gas and the other pedal on the brake. And so understanding what's going on for us, it's the first step to really shifting back into the power, a power to be able to do something with it. So we can notice what's not working. What do we need to pay attention to? What kind of support do we need? That inner resourcing, inner support, but also support around us. And so there might be few different reasons why you're feeling stuck. So the biggest one that I see female practitioners do, and I see that with clients as well, is to really feel stuck because there is a lot of shame and self-judgment. You might be feeling stuck because you've been judging yourself as not being good enough, judging yourself for not doing enough, not creating enough results, not being as far as you should be by now. That's a big one. Like, why am I feeling this way again? I've done so much work. I should be more healed. I should be earning more money. I should be having more clients. Whatever it is that you are believing you are not doing enough. The problem with the self-judgment in this way is that we start experiencing a lot of shame. And that shame sneaks up on us. And it starts making us feel worse about who we are. We start feeling smaller and smaller. We start feeling more constricted. And we start disconnecting from our life force and our creativity. When we say to ourselves that we are not good enough, what we're doing isn't good enough, that we never be gonna be good enough, that we are a failure and everybody can see it, we start feeling very disempowered. And it's a very hard place to make good decisions from. We give away our power. And we start spiraling down in this cycle of shame and judgment. And so often, from the kind of physiological and nervous system perspective, normally we try harder. We try even harder, even harder. We go into more of the sympathetic activation. Try harder, try harder, try harder. till we crash, because no matter how hard we try, we are not able to move forward because there is one pedal on the gas, the other pedal on the brake. We're working extremely hard, but we are not moving forward. And as I said, that can lead to us to disowning and disconnecting from our power. We start seeing what's not working. The mind starts showing us what's not working more and more, because this is what we're noticing. It's like, this example of buying a yellow car and then seeing the same yellow car everywhere. Realizing, God, there are so many yellow cars around. And so we will notice more of what's not working. And that reinforces that shame and self-judgment. And somehow along the line, you've forgotten all the wonderful, amazing work that you've done, whether it is through your healing, how much already has healed, excuse me, in a way that you relate to yourself, in a way that you relate to others, in the way that you live your life. Somehow you've forgotten how amazing it feels to work with your clients and how much good work you've done with your clients. Somehow you forgot that you build a business, that you are supporting yourself through your business, that you've learned so much, that you achieved so much, that you've been through really bad times and you've come out on the other end and you're supporting others in a wonderful way, in a very deeply transformational way. You forget how far you've come and you disown and disconnect from your power. This is something that I know intimately. And if you've worked with me, you know that I talk about this. I am not this happy, clappy, positivity club kind of person. I always say, all of you is welcome here. I say that in my trainings. I say that to my clients. For me, this is so important to remember the shared human experience that we have. It's important for me to share that I am a human being. I'm a 51-year-old woman who is in the middle of perimenopause, who has got good days and bad days, who gets tired. I have a history of overworking because of working in social care for so many years and then running my business. It's very easy for me to slip back into the overworking. I know how to work hard, but my body's and my whole system's needs have changed over the last few years. I cannot push as hard. I need to slow down. Sometimes my mind is not working as great as it used to, even a few years back. And so I need to take care of myself in a different way. And so for me, it's really important to be real and share with you that I am not a Wonder Woman. And I don't want to be a Wonder Woman, superwoman who does it all. I want a slower life. I need to rest loads more than I used to. I need to take care of myself. I make mistakes. I forget names. I I am a human woman. I get upset. I get overwhelmed. I experience anxiety. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning worrying about stuff sometimes. Welcome to real life. This is so important that we acknowledge it, because it's so easy to believe that you are the only one who's struggling. You are the only one who's worried about money or clients. You are the only one who's worrying about your family's future. You are the only one who's worrying about your health. You are the only one who's not going on a wonderful holidays. You are the only one who's struggling. And that is simply not true. That is simply not true. Think about all the different things that you've done, all the clients that you helped, all the challenges that you've been through on your own healing journey. And allow yourself to celebrate those wins, celebrate those achievements, the big and small. Celebrate the life that you created for yourself, no matter what's your background. And allow yourself to acknowledge all of the good things in your life. I like to start usually with little tiny things. Living in a comfortable home that is my sanctuary. Being able to eat food that I love. Having love in my life, my partner, our dog Oscar, my parents, my friends. Doing the work that I absolutely love with other women in our training institute. Supporting clients, supporting other female practitioners. When I shift the focus and the story, it creates a real shift. So when you stop judging yourself and start acknowledging your wins, your achievements, and the amazing work that you're doing, everything changes. That's when you start moving from that stuck energy. You reconnect with your power and you shift back into momentum. Because this is not about bigging yourself up and sharing, bragging or sharing that how wonderful you are, pretending, playing, behaving as if. This is about coming back to your truth, the truth about who you are, which is a wonderful being, human being, doing their best, who has got loads of lived experience, who shares what they believe in, who is making a positive impact through the way that they are, through the way that you are, through your work. This is big. This is big. I know that if you're listening to this podcast, this is the kind of person you are. This is what you're drawn to. If you've been telling yourself a story that you are not enough, that you're not doing enough, that you're not where you should be, you're not far enough, whether in your healing journey or your business journey, that's a very difficult place to be and live from. But these stories aren't the truth. The truth is that you powerful, you capable, and you have already done incredible things. You just need to shift the focus and reconnect with that truth. And this is where the somatic practices can really help. If you know the polyvagal theory talks about the story of what we say to ourselves and how it's linked with our nervous system and the physiological state. And I find it so amazingly empowering when I notice that I am telling myself the story that I am not good enough, when I'm judging myself, when I am overwhelmed, when I'm feeling that shame because I'm judging myself, when I am telling myself I am not good enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not where I should be. I remember that physiologically and on the nervous system level, I have shifted into more dysregulated state. And just that knowledge helps me then to realize the truth that actually what I need to do right now is to take care of myself, to come back into a more regulated state, to self-nourish or self-soothe, or to take time out to rest, or to self-nourish in any way that I need to, or to have a break, or to connect with others and ask for some support. And I know that my story will change when I take care of myself first in that way. I know from experience, I experienced burnout in the past, and I've worked with so many women and practitioners that experience burnout as well. I know that pushing through doesn't work. I know that we need to step back, reconnect, self-care, be kind to yourself first, and reconnect with the truth of who you are. Take your foot off the brake and take your foot off the gas just for a few moments. Allow yourself to arrive in the present moment. Take care of yourself and nourish yourself, support yourself in the present moment before you put your foot on a gas again. How would it feel to be a little bit kinder to yourself? How would it feel to acknowledge all the wonderful achievements, all the healing, all the work, all the connection, all the love that you've experienced up to now? How would it feel to give yourself permission not to do anything for a bit And when I say for a bit, it's different for each one of us. Maybe it is for half a day. Maybe it is for a day. Maybe it is for a weekend. Maybe it is for a few days. How would it feel to give yourself a break from self-judgment, from telling yourself you're not good enough, giving yourself time to shift back the focus and owning what's really working and what's been working. So my invitation to you here is allow yourself a little bit more kindness. Acknowledge how you're feeling with kindness. And treat yourself like you would treat your best friend or a little child or little fairy animal, with tenderness, with kindness, knowing that there is nothing wrong with you if you are feeling this way, if you are feeling stuck, if for whatever reason you ended up feeling not good enough and disconnected from your power. Remember, you are not the only one. We all experience those moments and those times. And remember that the only thing that matters is how you take care of yourself and the path that you choose for yourself. So I wish you a really good day. Take care of yourself. And as always, take what resonates, leave the rest, and look after yourself. Take care for now.